Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Bricker Boom. So, this is just a quick little update on things. The video that you're probably going to be getting for a week or two, just kind of depending on how much we break it up. I think it was only 2 hours, so probably just a week. Um, will be me, Ronifero, Soaptopus, and the baby rhino. Links will be down below. Talking about D&D. I started a podcast kind of style thing where me and some friends can talk about common pitfalls, things that we've seen, things that we've done, just to have a little bit of fun with it. So, I hope you enjoy. This will be the first of many. We'll be coming back in March. Depending on when this goes up, it may be up before then, it may be up after. I don't know the dates yet, just because we are still running through our regular video game rotation. But that'll be up. Ronifero and I are going to be doing a 12-hour charity stream with D&D info. A lot of D&D stuff is going to be coming down the pipes, just to be able to branch out from just the playthroughs. Tishy will be part of it, more Tish Noir, I should say. But yeah, just hope you enjoy it. I hope you all enjoy D&D, and if there's anything that you want to see us cover in the future, because like I said, this will be the first of many, just let us know. So, enjoy. This is a good question that I really like that Lady Bricker asked. How do you guys deal with problem players?
A knife.
Oh my god!
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh my god!
New campaign. Just start a new campaign. Don't tell him about it.
Tishy, when you edit this, I need you to zoom in on Sopo's face when he says a knife, because that is amazing. What do you guys like to do?
A real conversation.
Yeah.
And if that goes nowhere, the campaign actually just ended up falling apart.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it happens.
I'll say this. Obviously, I'm not gonna say any names or anything like that. Even though the person involved doesn't talk to me anymore, but that's a whole other story.
Already.
What he would do, and this will kind of tie into your question, Unicorn. A problem player is somebody, in my opinion, who disrupts the campaign. Like, he was constantly on his phone, he was constantly side chatting other characters, he would derail the campaign. It took us probably, I want to say, for a fight that easily could have been done in about 20 minutes, it took us almost 2.5 hours, because he would keep distracting the other people. He would keep talking. He would be on his phone. He would be disruptive. And then at the end of the camp, or at the end of that session, he goes, yeah, I was basically bored the entire time. And then he just walked out. He didn't say goodbye. Nothing else happened. And next day, started talking to me like nothing had happened. My advice for problem players is talk to them. Let them know, hey, I'm trying to run a story. You don't have to call them out. I have done that before. Like, hey, stop taking pictures. Stop doing this. We're trying to be involved in a story here together. Sometimes you have to do that, but more often than not, as long as you can have a mature conversation to them on the side, the problem will typically stop there. As for the next question that also ties into this... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, you want to like have that conversation one-on-one, or with the group without that problem player, so that they can identify to you as the dungeon master their issues with said player, so that you can bring them up to problem player.
Right.
Yep.
And you gotta just take the emotion out of it a little bit. You're like, hey, causing this issue. One other problem is taking away another character's agency. Their
Yes.
control of their character.
Oh my god.
We ran into that. Yeah.
Yep.
It never seems to stop.
So this is the only time I've ever had to deal with this, like a problem player, was we had a Goliath character, so like the biggest or human like shaped
Human shaped.
well, yeah, because there's like Minotaur.
I know.
human
I
like-
just love it.
Humanoid.
Human shaped.
It's the biggest
got
human
like-
you can be without being human.
Where's that on the gingerbread box? Just
God, can we please
human
get
shaped.
Can we please get fucking Bunny the
Sorry.
buffet? He looking like a man.
Words are hard.
Yes, they are.
So and he was like a paladin. He was a paladin, so he was strong. we had a kobold sorcerer, and who doesn't have the strength and only has mediocre dex because he's going con and charisma for his. The paladin, whenever like they had an in character argument, they're like, "I want to do this, I want to do this. We should go this route." Paladin would just pick up the kobold like every time. Every now and then it's okay, as a joke or whatever. But eventually the kobold player's like, "Hey, I'm not getting to make choices. This guy's just picking me up." And we would do like the grapple checks, but it's way not
It's
in
a
his favor.
Goliath.
Yeah.
It could take a missing step. Just
If they know it, yeah.
Just poof.
Yeah.
and then
So-
fireball.
Just had a conversation. It's like, hey, ask the kobold player if this is something we can do in this scene where you pick him up before you do it. If he says no, then go a different direction, please.
Let your players play how they see fit. Now, I will say that there is a difference between something like that and the player potentially casting suggestion on the other, because they have a chance to,
I just
break out of that. I dislike it personally, yes, but it is also technically within the player's rights to do so. You may have to roll initiative depending on how pissed off they get, and that's a consequence that you should have to deal with. If you think that you can railroad players into doing what your character believes is right, you could be a bit of a problem player.
Right.
Mhm.
No, that definitely depends on the context. Me, as a DM, I personally don't like player versus player combat. It's not warranted. There's no reason for it unless we're doing an arena setting where it's just for fun.
Yeah.
Don't bring that like in our session. Like we've had it where
Well,
players have literally randomly attacked another player with a spear for no reason, no real actual reason. And when my character got upset with that, that was actually me, not my character. That's the only time I broke character. So like, this is not okay. We don't do this. But I understood it's not my campaign. I don't make that. I can't make that saying. But
Right.
for problem players, especially ones who are trying to control, like we had a situation one time where a spellcaster wanted to cast a sleep spell. One of the players apparently did not think that was a great spell to cast, so they got up and stormed out of the room. It's not your character, and we had a conversation, and that's the thing I definitely harp on is like have a
To
conversation with
clarify,
these
they were casting sleep like on bad guys or
Yes.
something?
yeah, on bad guys. It was on bad guys. They just thought it was not an optimal spell to cast, which
Mhm.
it's their character. Let them play it
Yeah.
the way they want to play it.
Right.
But with problem
Optimal.
characters, yeah, exactly. That's another thing is like that's a little bit of advice back into players. Like just play what you want. Like
Yeah.
just do what you want. Pick what spells you want. But for problem players, it's especially hard whenever they're your friends. You don't want to ruin a friendship. Sometimes it's easier to sit down, try to talk it out. If you can't work it out, just be like, "Hey, I like you as a person. I just don't think we could play D&D together."
Mhm.
And also, just at the end of the day, guys, remember this key rule. It's just a fucking game.
Yep.
You do not, and that's a question that we also had in chat. How do you guys handle players that feel like they have to win at D&D? Because we all know people like that. Whether it be DM or
Just
the
teaching.
player. And what I would say, in all honesty, is for something like that, it's actually one of the most difficult things to deal with, because somebody who thinks that they have to win at D&D, they're gonna try to build the character as optimally as they can. That's not against the rules. They're going to try to roleplay themselves into situations that may make them better liked or potentially get them a boon. That's not against the rules. It's hard to combat something like that because everything they're doing is technically within the rule set. It's just really fucking annoying to deal with. But what do you guys think on that?
Haven't
Thinking.
heard from Rhino.
I'm
Oh,
just thinking.
right. So, my thinking is, again, it's just a conversation. Like if the player's being disruptive to everyone else, but see previous section about problem player.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
ultimately, in my experience, the DM wants you to win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna win anyways. Like, just have fun playing the game. You're gonna win.
Yeah.
Like there might be some casualties.
Well, and the thing is,
I was about to
D&D
say.
shouldn't be easy. At least not in my opinion. It shouldn't be
Yeah,
something that
shouldn't be
every
easy, yeah.
yeah, every combat, again, going back to previous see question 3 about death. There should be some sort of threat going into this. I should not at level 1 be able to go, "You know what? let's go fight a Tarask. Let's get this done. Like, that shouldn't happen.
No, but it's funny.
It is, and you should and will die.
It's a good
Lamb
way
to the
to
slaughter,
start
it's
the
fine.
adventure. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
If you're, what is it, an Aarakocra? If you're an Aarakocra, that Tarask can't hurt you.
Oh, no, because you can
It
fly
can't hurt
like
you.
200 feet. It's dumb.
And then just fire at it with a longbow. You'll kill it eventually. Tarask? Oh my god, they neutered the poor
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
My baby. My poor baby.
Look what they did to my
Oh,
poor
no.
boy.
Now I want to fight a Tarask.
Dude, you don't. It's honestly kind of
Boring.
underwhelming. Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's
it's
unfortunate.
It's like playing tag, but like the kid has ankle weights on it. Yes, it's a full-grown man playing tag with a kid with ankle weights on it.
But if they have that Naruto Lee drop the weights moment, shit's gonna get real fast. All right. So this one is this one is a bit dicey because I know everybody
Oh,
feels a little bit different. I personally allow it, but I do fade to black. So how do you guys handle love and romance interests between PCs if two PCs want to hook up, or a PC and an NPC? How do you guys deal with that kind of thing? Or what has been your experience playing it?
Oh my god, actually, that's a funny thing to say. Two of my friends actually started dating because of D&D.
Oh my
and
God.
playing together.
Dude, that's awesome.
And to top it off, they're actually married.
That's incredible. I love that.
It's-
That's
yeah.
adorable.
yeah.
It was so
That's
good. But otherwise, I don't want to flirt with my DM because it feels weird.
It's super weird.
I will
It is
openly
super
flirt
weird.
with my DM. I don't care.
I mean, I'll flirt with this guy because he's like my second spouse. But if my wife heard that, she'd be like, "Yeah, it's fine, whatever."
Yeah. My wife is watching, and she will agree within the next 60 seconds.
Oh god, yeah, my friend just reminds me. Yeah, I've already flirted with my DM outside of the game.
Oh.
But yeah, how do you...
Uh,
Yeah, I'm open for discussion on this one because I know it's a loaded topic.
Fade to black is always the best option, personally.
1000%.
Keep it
Yeah,
PG-13. No further.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
Player versus, or not versus player, but
Player
player
versus player.
Romance combat! Roll for initiative.
Roll for
player
attack.
on player. Obviously, consent is a huge part, and you got to make
Mhm.
sure that that's there before you even try to initiate. You know, if like Bricker and Renifero are in my game, and Bricker's like, you know, my character's starting to develop feelings for Renifero's character. Can I pursue this? I'm like, ask.
Ask them.
Yeah.
And I think he died again.
Yeah, he
Like,
did.
froze like that.
I love that face, though.
Possession.
That is the... That is...
That's a good face.
The problem is the fact that is just
That's
such...
him, you know?
There we go.
You back?
I just
You
saw
back.
the stream where it froze.
Yeah, you had the jerk off hand position. It was all types of bad.
I'm sorry, that was a really good place for it to freeze.
Yeah, I don't know what the last part was. Basically, just check
Ask
with the other
them.
player before you
Yeah.
try to initiate. Even.
Shake weight pose. Oh god.
Oh no, I scored it.
Oh no! You should have given us an uwu while you were doing that. That was the
Oh,
most
yeah.
that we could ask for.
I don't know woo.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
every
need
time.
you woo to uwu.
No. I have that as another role command in my chat. It basically says banning users because of a fucking inside joke. You started wooing, ban.
But player versus NPC or not verse. I got that. Player on
Not
NPC.
sex, not combat. Damn.
Well,
I'm
hold on.
So lonely.
Timmel was technically married to a barbarian. It was player versus NPC at that point.
Yeah.
They switched because they were changelings. They
That's
literally switched.
fair.
Ooh, switch it.
Yeah,
Cheating.
kind of.
Chaos
They're like,
pose,
ooh, I like the way
thanks.
that person looks. I'll use that later.
But yeah, go for it. You know, I'm gonna be awkward about it as a DM. but I won't.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
I won't tell you no.
Oh man,
That's
yeah,
my
we have,
secret. I'm always
we're-
awkward.
We're
We
gonna
have
go
a-
to black 100%.
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
It's
we
like you
have,
lean in for the kiss and the camera goes black. Like we're not even gonna cover that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Kiss
We
and
have-
scene.
We have in the Wednesday campaign, our barbarian. She's kind of like a shy barbarian. It's Lady Breaker's character. She's taken a liking to and he's almost emotionless. Like he has like small, subtle emotions to him.
He's Sheldon
Scion.
Cooper.
Yeah, he's basically Sheldon Cooper. And the awkwardness that we roleplay is actual awkwardness from me. He was not supposed to be like that, but that's just what happened. I was like, this is awkward. But yeah, once they ever get together, if they ever get together, because I usually use a role mechanic to get to that. But yeah, it is awkward for sure. But I let it happen as long as it's PG-13. I don't care. You know, as long as we're having fun.
And
if two players want to role play a little more in depth, take it to the DMs.
yeah,
But
I
the
I can
private
agree
They
with
did. They
that.
got
Now,
married.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
We did have that. Remember
We
the
did.
the drunken master and
We did. So to be fair, okay, so I want to preface the beginning of this story with the fact that we were really young.
How
Oh
young?
no. Oh no.
18.
18.
So
It's really not that bad. It's
one of
more
our
funny
friends
now.
was drunk
Okay.
while we were playing, as he should be. And my character, Snooky the Barbarian, because I had just watched the South Park episode where Snooky could only say her name, and him ended up hooking up, and the DM, the one that has passed, that we missed terribly, was like, you know what? For shits and giggles, what does that sound like? So I just start
God, I forgot about
doing
Oh,
this
no.
awful, like, high-pitched moaning noise, and then Ronifero's character here walks in and joins into it and ended up having a three-way, and we just started making these awful, just god-awful mating noises before he mercifully let the rest of it fade to black.
Was this at the game store or like?
No.
No, this was at home,
okay.
thank God. If
This
it were
was
at the
not
game
basement.
store, I would not have done that.
God.
Was it at home in the basement?
Yep, it was
No,
on
no,
the
it was in his.
This is-
No, this was in his kitchen.
Oh, that's
I don't think-
Yeah,
I
this
don't
was.
think so. I'm pretty sure this was over at K.
Yeah,
K Dog's house.
I'm 99. No, it was
I
at
could be wrong.
Nathan's house because I remember specifically Bobby laying face down on the table while Sierra, I'm just throwing out names, drug her furry dice bag over his face,
I
going,
remember that.
"How
now,
does
yeah.
my sack feel?" And him going, "It feels wonderful."
That was when Nathan made the mead, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh
And
my
Bobby got
I remember.
way too drunk.
He drank way. This dude made some bomb ass mead. Like
It was
really-
good.
so
If I
It was
could
so good.
drink still, I would kill for that.
Yeah, it was good.
That does kind of conclude just the general questions that I had. Of course, chat in anybody that is streaming, if you guys want to ask some additional questions, by all means. Is there anything specifically that you guys want to bring up, whether it be a question that you have, because we got time to kill?
I actually had somebody ask, craziest moments in moment in D&D. What is your craziest?
I got one for this, but I'll let somebody else go first.
I can't think of
You just
anything.
voluntold yourself.
Okay, I mean I can go first. It happened relatively recently, and it was hilarious. It was on our Sunday campaign, so if anybody who's watching may have actually seen this go down IRL. Oh god, I got so many crazy ones. Is this crazier than the dragon, the cannonball? Yeah, I think it is actually. I'm playing a barbarian. I was playing a primal barbarian, and Taylor Aid was playing my character's sister. They're like twins. She's a druid, a moon druid. Well, we're level 10, so she can go into elemental form. We're fighting this dragon, and we're kicking the shit out of this adult blue dragon. So it decides it's going to try to get away, and it starts flying. Well, she's an air elemental. She says, goes up there, wraps her air elemental around this dragon. And we're like, there's no fucking way she's going to knock this bitch prone. No way. DM rolled a natural 1. So she knocked it
Aw.
prone. And then I look down, I look at our characters, like, oh fuck, there are 4 of us literally, or 3 of us literally in the landing path here. And the DM goes, yep, you're right. And he rolls a d4. 1. I was north of the dragon.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
So I'm just this raging barbarian, this fucking giant, like 6-ton dragon just, oh. like it's on top of him from 80 feet in the air. Anybody else probably would have died. I'm too mad to die. I'm too fucking angry to die. So I'm sitting there. I have my claws because I'm not going to swing a greatsword. There's no way I'm going to be able to get the swing for that. I'm trying to claw this dragon to kill it from under it.
It's kind of like in Smash Bros. When you throw the Pokeball and Snorlax comes out and you know you're about to have a bad time. That's all I'm picturing right now.
Yeah. We ended up killing the dragon. It didn't try to run away again. It learned its lesson.
I mean, that's fair.
Don't fly away.
Yeah.
Don't fly away because you're going to land on a barbarian and it hurts.
I don't know if I necessarily like if my character has any like specific crazy moments, just because up until Runifero started DMing, had kind of resigned to the fact that I was likely going to be the forever DM. So I think the funniest was the fact that I went toe to toe with my little Tabaxi Warlock that has a 0 in strength and a +2
Oh, no.
in dex. Went toe to toe with some giant lizard folk in a wrestling contest and nearly won because I kept getting dumb rolls like 18s and 19s, and the big ass lizard folk kept getting 9s and 10s.
Yep.
I
When the
almost
dice-
won that.
when the
Yep.
dice gods really roll in your fucking favor,
Uh-huh.
man.
Yeah.
I
Oh
should have
my
given that to
God.
you, honestly. Just after 3 rounds,
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
dude, this is impressive as shit. I should just give it
Yeah,
to you.
I all I'm picturing is that my character was essentially just like crawling around on his back and just digging his claws in and refusing to move. But as a DM, craziest thing I would say would probably be when Timmelt asked about being able to teleport with the BBEG, because the BBEG still had like 80 to 90 health, but knew that he was going to get fucked because all of his buddies were gone, started to teleport. Timmelt had enough time to grab the barbarian's hand, grab the BBEG's hand, and disappear with them. And instead of it being, you know, a 6-on-1 fight, it now immediately became a 2-on-1 because the guy tried to flee. That was an incredible badass moment for me that was
2v2.
amazing.
He had a shield
Oh,
guardian.
that's true. He did have a shield guardian.
And then afterwards, I had a shield guardian. Oh my god, I miss that shield guardian. That was so good.
Yeah.
So nice.
So for me, probably the craziest one actually harkens back to this Bionicle campaign. With just a little bit of preference, I was a barbarian and I was a plant creature, a Wilden or something like that,
Okay.
from 4th edition. I ate everything that was meat.
Same.
We like killed like a couple of tentacles from a kraken, and I was just dragging this rotting like tentacle around, and I was eating it. I was getting like mind diseases. I was convinced I was like the alpha predator of the planet. And we're fighting this giant sand like leviathan thing. We're on like this sand boat going from one city to another across the desert. I climb on top of this monster and slowly like athletics my way up to its head and rappel down into its eye and like used my wooden spear because that's what was my weapon, was just a spear. And dug my way into its eye until eventually I dug all the way through.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was a
That's-
lot of fun.
That is
Brutal.
long, brutal, and incredible.
Yeah, I almost I like had to roll some con saves to not like drown in its eye fluid. But
Gross.
yeah, it's probably one of my favorite moments of
Good.
like as a player. I have some cool DM ones, but I don't want to spoil them because similar type things could happen in the game I'm running for Bricker.
Fair enough.
and
That's fair.
I don't want to.
That's
be
fair.
doing it.
What about you, Rhino?
I've had some really weird, some really odd moments, but I'm gonna vividly remember this one really dumb, funny moment because our DM died laughing because we weren't supposed to spend. No, I have 2 of these. We weren't supposed to spend so much time doing one particular thing. This one session we got obsessed with this hole. Yeah, as my friend just says, is it the hole? We got obsessed over this hole that we found in a basically a thieves' tunnel. They had the staging area where they're supposed to be holding all their goods and such. Got invaded by basilisks. We killed the basilisks. Beyond that, they had a small nest in this hole, or in this little tunnel. But if you looked up, there's just one very smooth hole, and it went straight up and was blocked by something. We couldn't figure out what it was because we actually had one of our characters was actually able to climb up that hole and try to open it up. Didn't work. All right, fine. We got outside. We basically triangulated to where the hole was. It was inside a guard's armory. So we had to go to the captain of the guards, get a requisition to get a weapon out of there, go back there, and using said weapon, we were gonna go, just pick it up, bring it back, no problem. We used that to open up the hole, and everybody fell in.
Ah,
Except for
yes,
me.
politics and logistics in D&D, like bread and butter.
Yup.
That was
Oh,
one
Jesus.
of the dumbest. And now we have a giant hole that goes straight to the Thieves Guild and a guards barracks. So we had to walk out, tell the Thieves Guild, hey, by the way, there's a hole in your tunnels. And then basically casually walk out.
That's great.
I love that.
It's a lot of fun.
One kind of badass moment for, once again, Timolt, and I wouldn't even say badass, I would just say more of lucky, if this just tells you how the dice can be sometimes. They were fighting a Kraken. The Kraken has an ability, when it hits, it grabs you and can fling you. So,
No.
Power
Timolt,
heat.
yes, Timolt, when it hit, he went unconscious. I'm like, okay, you're going to go one of four ways. The dice are going to decide. You're either going to get flung towards land on a 1, a 2, 3, and 4. You're in the water. He landed on a 1, made it to the beach, and due to the way the Kraken flings, it has like a actual, like, this is how far they get flung. He landed face down into the sand, failing 2 death saving throws, but landed right by the cleric.
Who also got yeeted. She got yeeted in the same exact direction. That's like, okay.
Again,
Yup.
never a
That character was the
0% chance.
That character was the luckiest character ever. He should have died on multiple occasions, but didn't.
He did not die a single time in that campaign when everybody
No.
else died at least once.
Except for the time
That's
that my goddess took
hilarious.
my wings away, and that's how my character died.
Yeah. She was just like,
That's
you know
how
what?
it's told.
You're living too long.
Another cool ass thing, it kind of goes with the rule of cool. We were sitting here in this mine, and we were like pinned between a Hydra and a witch, I think.
Mhm.
But we found this ley line of magic.
Medusa.
It was Medusa, yeah. We found this ley line of magic. My character starts poking at this thing in the ground because he feels like magic coming from it. We were like, what's going on? He's like, it's magic. See? And then he cast the spell, and when he did, his magic went wild. Everybody was standing on the ley line of magic. And Ricker goes, what'd you get? Oh, I rolled you either grow a couple inches of height or you shrink a couple inches of height. I'm a changeling, so that really doesn't fucking matter. So I don't change at all, and everybody else that's standing on this ley line grow like a foot, and then our gnome, who's already short, shrinks like a foot.
I felt so bad, but it was incredible.
It's so funny.
She became after they stepped off the ley line, I'm like, you know enough about magic that you can either keep this or get rid of it. The gnome at this point is about the size of a thimble. Naturally,
Oh my
she got
God.
rid of it.
Of course.
Yeah.
That ley line came in handy, though. I'm pretty sure I fireballed myself, which also fireballed all the enemies.
Uh-huh.
At least once.
But the
Oh.
gnome is also the same person that decided to heal the cleric. The cleric ran because naturally that's what you're going to do when you just get brought back from 1 HP. And then the gnome took 10 bite attacks, 3 of which were nat 20s. She got immediately destroyed. It did like 250 points of damage.
Yeah, she was not in elemental form either. She just popped out of that to heal. Which, I
Yup.
mean, I'll be honest, again, back to the theme, let your players play the way they're going to play. I wouldn't have done that. I would have stayed in elemental form and been like, that cleric has at least 3 rounds.
That's fair. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, there'll definitely be a lot more of this coming. So, until next time, everybody, peace out. But if they have that Naruto Lee drop the weights moment, shit's gonna get real fast.